I think we can all agree that rape is one of the worst crimes you can commit. That goes without saying. There's little you can say or do to even try and convince someone that the crime you committed was justified. But imagine being a victim of rape while being held at knife point. When I say being held at knife point, I mean you have a Rambo-style knife held to your throat, and you're told if you tell anyone, I'll kill you. That's a terrible ordeal. To be honest, it's an effed up situation to be in. This is exactly what Tamoy Bailey put someone through. On the 31st of March, Tamoy Bailey, who was 16 years old at the time, was contacted by the girl in question to hang out. She was the one who actually suggested that she come to his granddad's flat to hang out and smoke weed at a time deemed the early hours of the morning. Now at 16 years old, no one is the smartest they are going to be, and common sense would suggest there would be an element of danger. Not specifically rape, but as the two were not close friends, anything could have happened, and unfortunately, a terrible thing happened. She contacted him in the early hours of the morning, a time when everybody should have been asleep, but every kid has done something stupid to a certain degree. She did not deserve to be attacked and raped. Once they met up and Tamoy Bailey got her into his granddad's flat, the court was told the talk turned sexual, which made the defendant feel very uncomfortable. The court was also told that he forced her into the bathroom and demanded that she take off her clothes. In order to reinforce his point, Tamoy pulled out a Rambo knife and held it to her throat. Of course, she was scared. She cried, she screamed, she pleaded, and his response was, and I quote, "Does it look like I care?" And to add insult to injury, after raping her, he demanded that he take a video of her saying that she consented to sex. Now think about this. A sexual predator is a person seen obtaining or trying to obtain sexual contact with another person as means of harmful intentions. In essence, a predator is a person thought to hunt for his or her sex partners. Tamoy Bailey is a sexual predator in every sense of the word. Actually, he is much worse. This 16-year-old forced the girl to have sex with him and even thought about the long game. He wanted to cover his bases in case he was ever caught by police. Imagine she made a claim to police and he produces a video of the girl saying, "I consented to sex," but yet she has tears running down her face, she's huddled up in a corner with her torn clothes hanging off her body, and she's shaking, her voice is trembling, and she literally looks like prey. Would the police accept his evidence or would they take her claim seriously? Who knows? Thankfully, the girl refused to do the video. After Tamoy Bailey raped his victim, the rape victim says that he, Tamoy, sat down on the toilet and she just watched him writing laughing emojis on his phone. She said, "I just put my head back on the floor, I was crying," and then she went on to say when Tamoy noticed her crying, he actually had the audacity to ask, "Let me know if you're going to snitch now, because I can F off to Hastings." The 18-year-old girl managed to escape while he was texting his friends, explaining what he had just done. During that time, she took a picture of the knife on her phone and marked her location. After that, she quickly ran out of the flat and ran back to her sister's address. Tamoy Bailey of New Meldon, Surrey, denied all allegations, but was convicted of rape and false imprisonment by a jury. The sex attacker, Tamoy Bailey, was officially named because he had just turned 18 years old. As part of the case, the jury was also informed about his crime spree. The day the rape took place, Tamoy had robbed a 13-year-old at Knifepoint, threatening to stab the young child if he didn't hand over his items. In that situation, the 13-year-old was slapped repeatedly. Tamoy Bailey has convictions for affray, ABH and 3 robberies, the court was also told. Tamoy's defence team tried to limit the damage to his character by suggesting that it was the woman rape victim that suggested they meet up, and neither of them could have known how the night would turn out. Therefore, the suggestion of pre-planning is void. They went on to say as part of his problem came from being exposed to negative influences. Judge Don sentenced Tamoy to 5 years in prison at a Young Offenders Institute. He finished his sentencing speech by saying, "I do return to what you says when she, the victim, pleaded for you not to rape her. Do I look like as if I care? 5 years is too soft of a sentence for all the lives he has ruined, but of course in British law he is a minor and therefore there's limits to what a judge can offer. Fingers crossed he is able to rehabilitate himself." Safe.